a cold drink and unbutton those collars, my friends. This next fight is going to be up.
Hi guys, INVULNBERABLE here, this time not with a Pot of Exile build, but with a Dragon Age Veilguard build. I'm having a lot of fun with this game, and this time I figured out an Invulnerable Spellblade build, which is a lot of fun. I haven't seen it elsewhere, so I figured I'd share it. I'll quickly go over the core gearing pieces and the skill tree. This won't be a very in-depth video because I just want to not put too much effort into it, so I'll just quickly go over the most essential bits. First off, the most important part is this amulet, which gives 25 mana when a blast ability deals critical damage, and this ring, which says your ability damage is always a critical hit. So what that means is that every time we hit an enemy with an ability, crit an enemy, we will gain mana and we will always crit with this item. And considering all our abilities are blast abilities, they all have the same bonus. So that's the most important part. Now, the problem is that this ring says that you also lose 20% of your maximum health as you take 20% of your maximum health as physical damage. Now, early on, I was just rotating heals on my companions and trying to survive that way. But later on, I found out several tools that help me mitigate it. So what helps mitigate it? First off, there's the Researcher's Coat. It's a medium armor, so it gives decent defense. And it also gives at least 5% of your damage as health. Now that part is important because that way you constantly get health back every time the ring hits you for the physical damage. The defense is increased by 1% for each percent of missing health also helps. And then to further mitigate it, I enchanted 30 defense on this. And I further enchanted also 10% physical resistance on this. This is to help mitigate the damage from the ring. I also have 30 defense on my Stilleto, Spellcaster Stilleto, my Mage knife, which also helps. You can get more defense or less defense, depends on how much you feel you need, but that's what I went with. Now the rest of the gear is nothing special. This one is just here for the fire and electrical damage. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this one. I might pick up another one. I don't know if this does anything, but I picked it up for the fire damage. The helmet is kind of nice because it has 30% ability damage if all share the same ability type and all of our abilities share the blast damage type. The cost refunded on impact is also going to help if I unlock it. This one I've shown. The belt is just there for the increased ability damage and the enhanced damage on poison use. And this one is just here for damage as well. You can see also the enchantments is blast damage also for the damage. So that's the gear. I'll quickly go over the tree. I'll keep this open a bit so you can recreate it at home if you want. Most of it is just picking up damage, but I'll go over some key elements that you certainly need to pick up. First off, your first ability is standard. You get that here with Arcane Shot. The second one you take is Meteor, which is your second blast ability. And then your third blast ability is locked behind Spellblade, and it's this one, the Void Blade. Now, this part of the Void Blade tree is something you want to go to first because there's some nice extra damage. It gives more stacks, uh, so it's pretty nice. Um, Otherwise, some other core elements I think are important because I'm not entirely sure, but I think is this one. Because whenever you land a critical hit with strike abilities, you get quickened, which improves your ability cooldown. So you have one strike ability, and namely the Void Blade over here. And whenever it hits, you get quickened, which is very nice. Then another thing that matters is, I think this is important. I'm not entirely sure because with this build, you wear a light helmet and a medium armor. You get the mana regeneration and the ranged attack mana cost -20. I think that's how it works. I'm not entirely sure. Anything else is just me picking up damage and is entirely optional. You can go different routes if you want. Um, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the rest of my points. Probably take this, although I don't need it. Take these notes for a bit of extra damage, or maybe go up here. I'm not entirely sure yet. Uh, so yeah, that's essentially the build. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.